Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. I'm a little disheveled because my house is a little, not my house, my area of the world is a little disheveled. Uh, so we had a big storm come through last night, which is amusing because yesterday, so Em and I have been talking about getting some porch furniture for a while. Now, I've lived here for 10 years. Uh, I think I moved in July, so almost 10 years. Um, and I've never had front porch furniture. And that's kind of because my front porch it's not a porch. It's a stoop that has a roof over it. And in fact, I was told by the builders that are here that this house didn't come with a front porch. This house was modular, so it was trucked in two pieces and put on this foundation. And then the builders added the front porch. It wasn't supposed to have a front porch. So they built a dormer, that sort of stuff, extended the roof line, got a front porch. So the front porch dormer area was not supposed to be there. Well, that means I have a front porch that's like 3 feet wide. It's a little bit bigger than 3 feet, but it's not 4 feet. It's less than 4 feet wide. And so there's really not a lot of room on the front porch. But it's covered. It has nice, plastic railings and stuff. And, it's a decent little area, just not really useful as a front porch. But Em and I have been talking about it, and we measured it, and we went and looked at some furniture a couple of months ago, or maybe a month ago. We found stuff we liked. We went back, we're like, let's go get it. And it was sold out. But we checked again yesterday, and they had it in stock, so we just went and got it. We're like, let's do this. Let's go be front porch people. So we bought front porch furniture yesterday, put it all together, set it up, set it outside. You kind of, you've only got a room about this far around the table. You kind of have to turn sideways, sneak around the table to get into the far chair. But there's room. Like, we can sit out there. There's shade. We can talk to our neighbors. We can play games outside. We can have adult beverages, whatever, on the front porch. And, of course, severe thunderstorm warnings. And then this massive storm blew through. And I said, well, now not only are we front porch people, we're people who have to bring the cushions in. So, the storm started. I went outside and got the cushions. And then I was like, I'm just going to stand out here for this storm. And I stood out there until the hail came. The weather usually comes from the opposite side of the house. So basically, there's a little L-shaped front porch. The wind and the rain comes from the opposite side, which typically means that little nook, that little cove is like perfectly bone dry. It never gets wet. But this storm that came through yesterday came like from all directions. And I stood out there for a while. The wind was blowing garbage cans down the road. I probably shouldn't have been standing out there until the hail started. Then I came inside. And I woke up today and found that some very large tree limbs from my neighbor's tree are down in my yard. And my mom says that there was a tornado that touched down in the park behind me. There's a park 300 yards that way. And she said a tornado touched down over there. I can't find that information anywhere on the internet, but I can tell you that there was at least 60-mile-an-hour winds last night when I was out there. I mean, it was windy enough that it was blowing very heavy stuff around down the road. The furniture on the porch got, thrown into the corner of the porch. It was a pretty crazy storm. But I'm front porch people now, or we're front porch people now. So that's interesting. And the storm. Oh, and it knocked our power out. Our power was out. I was outside, and I have like a motion light on the corner of the house. And the rain turned the motion light on. And then I'm standing there watching the storm, and I see the motion light go off and then come immediately right back on, and then go off and then come on and then go off. And I was like, well, that's weird. I didn't think it cycled that fast. And then when I walked in and realized, oh, that was the power going out. And the power didn't come back on until 4:45 this morning. So it was out all night. It's still out in some places in Marion County. My mom said that, so the park is this way. There is a community across the river this way that was also hit. And so it's very possible that storm came across the river. I don't know. But that was the way the wind was coming. It was coming this way when I retreated inside So, kind of a wild evening. It was one of those storms that happened very quickly. It was over within a half hour or 45 minutes, and it was gone. We heard rumbling and saw distant lightning for a while, but, kind of just went to bed because there wasn't really anything else to do. Crazy night. I think we have a question from Chris today. So, questions with Chris. Yeah. Is that our new jingle? I don't know. Let's see what Chris has to say. Let me crank this one. I need to figure out how to play. I know. Whatever.
Hello, friend. Hope you're doing well today.
I am.
The first thing is we need to come up with some sort of viewer poll. We need to name this segment if you're going to guilt me into doing this every day for
Guilt
the rest
you?
of my life. So I don't know whether to ask you the beer question or the RPG question today.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to go with the beer question. It's one of my favorite topics. In the 25 years I've known you, I think I've only had a beer with you once, and I didn't notice. What do you drink? Are you a craft beer fan? Because the only proof I've ever seen you drinking a beer is a Miller High Life at an Airbnb at Gen Con about, 4 years ago. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later.
Beer question. So for those who don't know Chris is a big beer fan. He uses that beer app that shows all the stuff. Am I a craft beer fan? Yes. Asterisk. I used to be very much a beer snob. But in West Virginia for a very long time, beer couldn't be over like 5.5% or something like that. It was some weird number. So like a lot of what we would consider craft, we couldn't get it. Like we couldn't even get Yingling here. And I think it was like 2010, 2014, somewhere between there when they ratified that law, and now we can get like actual craft brew. So for a long time here, I couldn't get a lot of craft type stuff. Sam Adams would be, what I drank mostly when I was younger. But when I would go abroad, I would definitely try to drink crafty type things. I don't really go for flavors. I don't ever want anything other than hops and barley in my, like I don't want fruits chocolates and weird stuff like that. Hefeweizens are some of my favorites. I really like most things wheat. I really like very hoppy beer. Very hoppy IPAs are probably my absolute favorite. But I also don't mind just drinking garbage. He said he saw me drinking MGD. MGD is one of my favorite, just go to the gas station and get it beers. Like, it's just a simple beer. I also, like when I'm camping, I will drink whatever the cheapest thing is I can get that, for years it was Busch. Like, I'll just drink Busch while I'm camping. Is it good? No, I don't care. It was more or less just wasn't water, right? So I am a fan of craft beer, but I don't catalog it or keep track of it. I don't really try to quantize my favorite types of beer. But given the choice, if I'm going to be out and having some drinks, I would probably just have whiskey. I prefer a good whiskey any time of the day. But if I'm going to have beer, I would rather it be something I haven't had before, typically. Especially locals. I'll usually just try whatever local IPA is on tap. And it's fine. I'm not really snobby that way. I put an asterisk beside it because for a long time I was snobby about it, and I do understand the difference between hop strains and dry hopping, and I understand the flavor profiles, and I could talk about all that stuff. But that was a version of me that was much more condescending and weird, and I don't like that version of me. I prefer to just enjoy whatever. Last year at Gen Con, I found out that Z Garcia also enjoys Coors Light, and I used to drink a lot of Coors Light, so we had Coors Light together at Gen Con last year. Like, why not? Let's have a Coors Light. We both like it. And it was on tap at Yard House. There you go. Beers. Do you guys, I think everybody who watches this show is an adult, so how do you feel about craft beer? Or do you prefer, the other thing is I don't drink very often. Maybe a few times a month I'll have a drink or two. And when I do drink, it's typically 2 is my max. Unless I'm doing something, unless there's a reason. Especially at home, I'll have just 1. I'll have like a whiskey ginger, and that's it. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is microcosm. It is a noun meaning a representation of something on a very small scale. Each particle is a microcosm and faithfully renders the likeness of the world. Ralph Waldo Emerson, an American poet, essayist, and transcendentalist. Microcosm, M-I-C-R-O-C-O-S-M. I've often wondered about, like, Earth, planet, sun. Is that an atom? Like, in the larger scheme of things? Don't know. Maybe.